Hi everyone, and welcome back to another tutorial from Polka Art Studio. In today's video, we're going to make a journal that's really quick and easy to put together. The binding couldn't be simpler, so you'll have the journal assembled in no time. What makes this project even easier is decorating the cover. We'll be using our new cover maker kit, which does all the hard work for you. Simply choose the pieces you like, layer them together, and create a beautiful cover without having to worry about designing everything from scratch. It's a fun project, it's beginner-friendly, and it's a great way to create a journal that looks detailed without spending hours decorating. For the binding, we'll be using binder rings and a few eyelets, and that's really all there is to it. I've printed 20 journal pages double-sided and cut them in half. For a journal this size, binder rings with a 0.5-inch diameter work perfectly and give the pages plenty of room to turn comfortably. Of course, if you'd like to add more pages, extra pockets, or lots of embellishments, you can always use larger binder rings to give yourself a little more space and create a chunkier journal. The collection we'll be using today is Letters and Roses, a romantic, shabby chic collection filled with soft pastel colours, vintage details, and a gentle, rustic feel. I'll leave a link to it in the description below if you'd like to use the same papers and elements I'm using in this tutorial. Of course, you can easily use this project as inspiration and swap out the pages for any papers or collections you already have in your stash. The construction stays exactly the same, so it's a great project to customize and make your own. To begin, I cut out a selection of pieces from the cover maker kit, including some background panels, frames, and a few decorative embellishments. I printed everything onto matte photo cardstock, which gives the pieces a nice sturdy feel and makes them easy to layer and work with. The binder rings I'm using come as a set of 6, but I'll be cutting them in half and using 3 at the top of the journal and 3 at the bottom. I've already cut most of my pages in half after printing them double-sided on regular copy paper, so if you'd like to save a little time, you can go ahead and prepare your pages in advance as well. We'll start by making the cover. Using craft cardstock, cut 2 cover panels. To size them, place a journal page on top and leave about 1/4 of an inch around all sides. This will give the pages a little extra protection and leave room for the binder rings. All we need now are some decorative papers to cover the panels, both front and back. I'm using 2 designs from the Letters and Roses collection, the cream design for the outside and the blue design for the inside. In total, you'll need 4 paper panels. Apply glue to the cover panel and place it in the centre of the decorative paper. Trim away the excess, then fold and glue the edges over to the inside. Apply glue to the paper flaps and fold them over to the inside. I like to start with the sides first, followed by the top and bottom edges. I'll use the same paper design and repeat the process for the back cover as well. Now we'll cover the inside of the covers. I'm using the blue paper design and have cut 2 panels slightly smaller than the cover bases. Once you're happy with the fit, simply glue them into place. We're now ready to decorate the cover. The Cover Maker kit comes with a variety of background panels, frames, and decorative spine pieces to choose from. I haven't printed everything, but I picked out a few elements that I thought would work well together for this design. Before gluing anything down, I like to play around with the different pieces and try a few arrangements. This gives me a rough idea of what I want to use and where I'd like everything to go. You can, of course, add extra embellishments such as lace, ribbon, charms, flowers, or anything else that matches your style. Just keep in mind that the binder rings will be placed along the left side of the cover, so be sure to leave enough space for them when planning your layout. Now that I have a rough idea of the layout, I'll start gluing everything down. The first piece to go on is the background panel, which I'll place right in the centre of the cover. Normally, I would add the frame next, but I think some of the elements, like the girl, will look better tucked behind it. So I'll glue those pieces down first and then layer the frame on top. You can also use foam strips or foam pads to raise some of the elements and add a little extra dimension. I'll be doing that with the street lamp to help it stand out from the rest of the design. For the rest of the elements, I'll simply play around with the layers until I'm happy with how the scene looks. That's what makes the Cover Maker kit so easy and fun to use. There are lots of different pieces that can be mixed and matched in countless ways, so every cover can look completely different. Now that our cover is ready, we can move on to adding the pages and putting the journal together. What I've done here is place the binder rings where I want them on the front cover, mark their positions and then punch 3 holes at the top and 3 at the bottom. To punch the journal pages and make sure everything lines up perfectly, I'm using a strip of cardstock cut to the same height as the pages. I'll place it behind the cover, mark where the holes are and use it as a template. This gives me the exact position for punching the holes in all of the journal pages. Pick up a few pages at a time, place the template on top, and punch the holes. Repeat until all of your pages are ready to go. You can also use the punched pages as a guide for the next batch. That way, if the template shifts slightly, you won't risk punching the holes in a different position. I'll now place the front cover on top of the back cover and punch the same 6 holes. Before you do that, make sure the back cover is facing the correct way, so the holes end up on the right side when the journal is assembled. I'm now adding eyelets to all of the holes in the covers. This not only helps reinforce the holes and make them more durable, but also adds a nice decorative touch to the finished journal. Everything is now ready to assemble the journal. Simply thread the binder rings through the holes in the covers and pages, then close them. And that's it. Your journal is finished. As you can see, it's a really quick and easy project to put together, but it still creates a beautiful, finished journal. And that's our journal finished. I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial and that it's shown you just how easy it can be to create a beautiful journal with just a few simple supplies. The best part about this project is that you can use the same idea with any papers, themes, or cover maker kits you have in your collection, so every journal can be completely unique. If you give this project a try, I'd love to hear how it turned out. As always, thank you so much for crafting along. Until next time, have fun crafting.